Hello and welcome to Ritual Bound, a Trello game developed by PR Sasita and others, available on itch.io. And well, this game is about repairing the seals of an old horror. I guess we'll see what happens. A little bit of a content warning though, this is a horror game, so there may be some disturbing elements. Your discretion is advised. Let's play. The eyeball, follows the cursor. Play. The cracking of crossbows and bodies falling to the ground is deafening, overpowering the sounds of the panic yelling and wild flames. Witch hunters. You run, scrambling, jumping over your sister's dead body. Howls, curses, shrieks, and crying struggle to get out, but they are suppressed. You push them down to the depths of yourself. Tonight, there's only one thing that matters. 3 arrows, twisted and dark, are buried in your teacher. Your eyes meet. She reaches out, her hand full of stumps, and now blood, and you take the gift, not slowing down. Your footsteps echo through empty halls. Your feet want to take you to the known, familiar, comforting places of your old life, but you ignore them. You take them down the corridor nobody ever talks about. You close the gate and methodically close a dozen latches. It only slow down the things on the other side and won't even trouble the thing on your side, but it might just give you the time you need. You turn, slowly, reluctantly, eyes closed. Shaking, you bring your teacher's last gift to your eye level, and you look. Don't let it escape. Finger. Alright. Is it time already? Greetings. Pleased to meet you. I would love to wish you good luck, but I'm so hungry. Alright. So it seems like we've been chased away by a bunch of witch hunters, so that implies that we're witches. So we're a bunch of witches. The witches are being killed. Oh, you alone. You alone are going to... I see. A massacre, right on top of us. But yeah, a bunch of people are dying. And supposedly, I mean, according to the store description, we're supposed to be sealing this thing, right? Technically. Kind of ungrateful, we're the ones protecting this world, and yet we're being hunted. Isn't that, like, ironic? Look at this. Fighting rituals. Juan Jose Vallejo Perry Gomez. Your predecessors, they all had help. Doing it alone, with such stakes. Madness. Well, let me start studying. Binding rituals. In this tome, we describe a rite to seal away a magic creature, given that it's been immobilized or cornered enough to not escape the rite. Warnings. A lopsided circle, be it by incorrect aspects or badly mixed incenses, will dramatically increase the chances of failure. If the creature's being bound is powerful... please be quiet. If the creature being bound is powerful, any mistake could be fatal. This ritual is not everlasting. Should you be renewing an old seal, add to the pentagon some element of the ritual that is being renewed, such as the piece of the original flesh sacrificed. Okay. Steps. Draw a circle. Step 2. Draw the runes. Step 3. Prepare the incense. Number 4. Begin the rites. Number 5. Begin the flesh sacrifice. All my abilities. On all my power, and yet... A little chalk on the ground. By a determined witch. And they don't matter at all. Okay, so to draw a circle, you gotta draw a pentagon, on a clean, smooth, stable surface. It's not strictly necessary the surface is so, but a broken circle mid-ritual can be deadly. Identify the 3 closest vertices to the target. There, draw runes whose greater aspects are opposed to the greater aspects of the target. Oh, okay. You have to learn what that is. At the 2 closest vertices to the mage performing the ritual, draw runes with greater aspects that correspond to the mage's greater aspects. Regular humans without aspects should use Earth and Bond. Okay. Take care not to draw 2 adjacent runes whose greater aspects are opposed. This will create a critical flaw in the ritual. Furthermore, the minor aspects of the rune cannot be opposed nor equal to the greater aspects of the adjacent runes. This too will create a major flaw. It's a logic puzzle here. Finally, do not draw 2 adjacent runes with the same minor aspects, for this will create an imbalance. In summary, do not draw opposing greater aspects adjacently. Do not draw minor aspects equal to or opposed to adjacent greater aspects. Do not draw 2 equal minor aspects adjacently. And then I need incense. The same mix will work for most rituals of this kind. 2 parts oil as a base for longer lasting burn. 2 parts incense of order aspect to reinforce the rules of the seal. 1 part bond aspect incense to signify the spirit of the binding. 2 parts incense of order aspect. 1 part bond. Consideration: if the creature has the greater aspect order, then swap the number of parts of the bond and order incenses. Otherwise, the seal will be too alike to the creature and it may resist it. Oh boy. Okay. I think we need to do all this. I don't know. If they have the greater aspect order, I don't know. They're saying that. So I feel like we should pay attention to that. If they have the greater aspect order. Also, the last one who did the ritual, Alicia. Do you know her? Your teacher? Or something more? Well, she's dead now, so it doesn't matter. I see. A shame. So bright. So strong. Okay, if the creature has a greater aspect order, then swap the number of parts of bond and order instances. So it's 2 order, 1 bond, or it could be 2 bond, 1 order instead. I don't know. Beginning the ritual. It's strongly advised to read carefully the following pages and look over the circle once more before continuing. This is the point where the ritual starts. Burn the incense. Okay, well, let me read this. Okay, so once there's no turning back, any mistaken preparation will come up here, and disturbing the circle from here on will break the seal. So don't mess with the circle. We encourage looking over the runes one last time, check the aspects are correct, and all the runes previously described are met. If you're unsure about the incense, better throw it away and redo it than risk using the incorrect mix. Once the preparations are complete, you may begin the ritual by placing the censer in the middle of the pentagon, then lighting it. Once again, quickly move on to making the flesh sacrifice. Responsibility, duty, carried out without fail. And such is your recompense. Flesh sacrifice. The seal requires energy, both physical and spiritual, to function. The best source of both is, of course, living flesh. Alright, so you need flesh sacrifice. A healthy ram is more than enough for most cases. For exceptionally strong creatures, a cow will suffice. Behead the creature and let its blood spill on the pentagon. I don't know if we have any animals with us at the moment. If the ritual was done correctly, the seal will bind the creature and it would become trapped. Periodic inspection of the pentagon is advised. Check up on the remaining strength of the seal and for knowing when to replace it. Some creatures may be too strong or too hard to contain in the seal. In these cases, an animal won't suffice. Flesh from the sorcerer performing the ritual may be required, infusing their essence into the ritual. 3 fingers, index, middle, and ring. These are at the beginning and end of several energy lines in the body and thus carry strong essence. The mage will find their essence diminished, but should you be pushed into situations more than likely necessary. Cut them and quickly put them inside the circle. Do not waste time trying to staunch the bleeding or it'll lose effectiveness. If all goes well, the creature will be bound by an extremely strong seal. If it doesn't, we recommend praying to your deity of choice. Pray to God. Okay. Okay, well, this is all the instructions, I guess. There's also another book that says Modern Incenses by Maria. I'll be detailed collection of popular and modern widely used incense while their associated aspects for those readers of a more spiritual bent. Huh. Okay, so different kind of incenses. There's lavender. Okay, so okay, these different ingredients associated with each aspect. And the most nice smelling dust. I missed what he said there. He or it, really. In a lost forest clearing. In a huge tome of stone, bordered by a dozen witches. Anyway, lavender equals growth. A eucalyptus equals order. Lemon is distance. Myrrh is bond. Oil is none. Not incense, but great base. Runes. Okay, modern sigils and symbols and runes. I always enjoyed it. Mirror. But now, it brings back unpleasant memories. Okay. Monorail, including their associated aspects, the most common interpretation of these. There's air, opposed by earth. Earth, which is opposed by air. Chaos, opposed by order, and vice versa. Growth, opposed by putrefaction. Bond, opposed by distance. Material, opposed by ethereal. Flow, opposed by stone. Sun, opposed by night. Oh god. Greater aspect of this rune is growth. Minor is air. This is order. Minor is earth. Greater is purification. Minor is earth. Okay, there's the various different runes, basically, that you can draw that has a greater and minor aspect, and from those rules you need to create the correct you need to create the correct ritual, I guess. The correct pentagon. This is gonna take a while, I feel like. What's this? Oh, you can type stuff. Okay. You can make your own notes, I guess. I don't know. Magical creatures of the Golden Valley. In this tome, the reader will find the basic information about the magic creatures roaming Golden Valley. Characteristics, aspects, how to deal with them, and debunk myths and legends. We understand magical creatures as a living being with a strong connection to one or more outer planes. Aside from connection to the earthly plane, these connections give them certain peculiarities that reflect the essence of said outer planes. Their interpretation of aspects, childish, and yet so very effective. I'm just gonna click on that. Okay, if you click on it once, it's very slow. These peculiarities can include diets based on spiritual or emotional energy rather than physical nutrients, but also abilities that defy physics, or in the most extreme cases, being made of inner and conceptual matter in their entirety. A connection to a certain outer plane is called an aspect. A creature of an air aspect, for example, has connection to the outer planes of air, which manifests as flight or lightness of foot. Aspect can be either greater or minor. Greater aspect is a foundational connection, something essential to its continued existence. A minor aspect is a more tenuous connection, one that can vary individual to individual. Okay, there's Goblin. Goblin. Okay, we learn about goblins, I guess. I don't know if we need to learn about goblins, to be honest. Goblins. Impudent, noisy, arrogant. I like them. Their optimism, their loyalty. Okay. Conscious. Ethereal, petrification, night, and bond. When a person's affinity to the outer plane suffers from great guilt, sometimes one of these creatures will appear. They spread misery. Ah. Okay, well this seems familiar. The eye in the dark. Okay. Eye in the dark. I feel like that's important. Was it like greater, say GA equals night, order, and flow, and minor aspects. Also something about man doesn't ever expect that greatly. Tasty, too juicy. I think he was talking about the author of this book. Okay. Minor aspects, so minor aspects. Air, ethereal. So its greater aspect. It does include order. So we need to take into account for the ritual. We need to reverse for the incense, the number of bonds and the number of the other thing, number of order, I think. So we need to take that into account. The most dangerous being in Golden Valley, and perhaps the world. Nobody has seen beyond two eyes, slowing and living dark, and live to tell its tale. Its form, natural weapons, or movement methods are unknown. Whole cities have been raised by this entity. There's only one known weakness. One known? No typo. It is bound by its word. It is irrepressibly compelled to meet any deal or promise made. This fact has been tested by this author, and I'd like you to know this. Should you see it, run. Alright. Okay, well there's that. There's also this, the Masquerade. Never heard of this guy. Doppelganger of 1,000 faces, perverse and intelligent. Could be a friend, enemy, or even family. Arrogant, sadist, slimy, imbecile. I hate them. Okay, doesn't like the Masquerade. Through better deal, it can steal a face, banishing them from existence and taking their place. Then they use that to spread further misery and steal more faces. The best way to deal with the Masquerade is to not play his game. Do not accept any deal or bet. Keep diligent track of who it was captured, deny its camouflage, and keep up pressure until it's cornered or it's flees. Masquerade. Witches. I guess it's us. So devilishly resourceful. Delightfully devilish. Real danger. The witch hunters, however, idiots. Their antics benefit me, and yet their idiocy offends me to my very core. Okay. Earth and Night. Okay, that's interesting. So that's something you have to pay attention as well. Because I think we're a witch, right? We're not just a human. We're also a witch. So we have to use those greater aspects of ourselves for the ritual as well. The witches. The idiots. They know not what you sacrifice to keep them safe. And yet this is how they pay you back. That's what I was thinking, you know? Oh well. Well, we need to do our duty, I feel like. As is tradition. Earth and Night. And minor aspect. This is something to take into account. On. A lot of rules we have to follow. I'm assuming this creature is the eye in the dark. I have to guess. A human that's been deeply touched by magic, giving a great bond with the outer planes. Nothing saddens the author more than the contempt and lack of understanding witches get. Freaking scapegoats when plague or drought arrive. Simple people mistaking their abilities for innate malice is a sad and common sight. Nearly identical to a regular human except for their deep dark eyes and frequent superficial mutations. Their connection to the outer planes make them incredible sorcerers, but also very vulnerable to rituals and magic. Alright. Okay, we have to take into... I don't know. I guess we'll... Hopefully this thing doesn't take away our books, because I'm gonna need those books for reference. What should we do first? Well, we should draw a circle first. I guess. Do we have a circle already? I feel like we already have a circle, right? Draw a circle. I think that's it. We already have a circle, right? It looks like it anyway. Let me do anything? Yeah, and these are just to make the runes. Okay. So we already have a circle. Pentagon. Okay, but a broken circle mirror can be deadly. I wonder if that ever happens. We gotta like fix the circle. I don't know. Alright, identify the three subversives close to the target and draw the aspects that are opposed to it. So these are the great aspects opposed to the creature, and this is closest to us. So that's something we have to take into account. The aspects that the eye has is night, order, and flow. And the order of the runes is very important as well. There's rules to it as well. Do not draw opposing greater aspects adjacently, but do not draw minor aspects equal or opposed to adjacent greater aspects as well. Okay, so let's try to think. I have to go over here. I sorely miss talking. Alone with my thoughts in the dark. Monotony is a true death of the self. Okay. I like that. I think that works. I don't know. Hopefully. I'm too lazy to check. I want to be done with this. I'm on like a time limit, you know? Alright. Let's move on to the next step. Now we need to make incense. And now we know that the eye in the dark has a greater aspect of order, so we actually need to swap the number of bonds in order incenses. Parts of the bond in order incenses, otherwise zero. So what we need is basically incense. We need 2 oil. Opposite of this, so 1 order and 2 bond. Basically, that's all we need. Very simple, actually. Yeah. But we also need to know the ingredients as well. I mean, I imagine oil's just oil. Oil is just oil, as it turns out. Boop, boop, easy. Right? Still there? Alright. Now we need to know which one's which, so... Need Mir, I guess? I don't know how to pronounce that. Mir? Helps solve problems in your relationships. Meyer? So we need 2 of those. 1, 2. And we need 1 order. So which one's order? This one, eucalyptus? 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 It's this one, right? Can't remember. Wish you could look at the books. Well, that's like a feather-looking thing. It looks like a feather, even though it's not a feather. It's more like a leaf, so it's kind of this one. Alright. There you go. Let's see. We made the incense. I feel like the incense is very easy compared to the runes. The runes are very complicated because there's so many options. You know, which one's the right one? I still don't know if I did it correctly. The creature has a greater aspect order, swap the numbers. Yeah. Okay, it's strongly advised to read carefully the following page and look over the circle once more before continuing. Alright. Now this finger, though... What is this finger, actually? It's her index finger or like her middle finger? I'm not sure. Should I just cut them all and put it in anyway? That's what I'm guessing, because I have no idea. It said in the very beginning, you know. If you're repairing the ritual, then you need to add some element of the ritual that's being renewed, such as the piece of the original flesh sacrifice. So you have to also use that finger. I guess we'll just have to cut all the fingers all at once. I don't know, I guess we'll... I don't know. Do we use that knife now? I guess we'll use that knife later. Anyway. Alright. I'm sorry, sincerely sorry, but it did not work. Allow me some constructive criticism. The link between the last one and this one, literally, you didn't add it. This makes it easier to slip in the cracks between the two. Oh, did I need to add it before? I thought you supposed to add it after. What the heck? It feels great to be unbound after so long. You won't see it, but I'll avenge your sisters for you. And please know, given the circumstances, I applaud the effort. What? Okay, well. The last step. I failed the last step. Really? After all that. I didn't realize. I thought the flesh sacrifice you would do afterwards. Not... whatever. Let's do it again, I guess. I think I just had to switch these two. Now, hopefully this is correct. No, hopefully it is. Oh, I must say that I wasn't expecting you to succeed. Okay, I think I did correctly now. However, you've done perfectly. I congratulate you, sincerely. Alicia, the other witches, they'd be proud of you, I'm certain. And yet... This is your reward. To be executed on the spot by ignorant, hateful imbeciles. Allow me to propose you an alternative. A deal. Destroy the circle and let me be free. In exchange, I'll never harm you, ever. And I guarantee your safety starting today. The witch hunters, I'll devour them whole. Your sisters, they will be avenged. As long as you live, you'll be free and safe, and I'll live for a long, long time. You need just a smudge to redraw a bit of one of those runes, a simple swipe of your hand. the very same hand you'll have to sacrifice to seal me. I feel like he's tricking us, but I keep saying he, but you know, I'm by default, you know, I just assume a monster is the dude, but you know, technically, what was it? Technically, it does have one weakness. It is bound by its word. So, assuming this is, you know, correct, it does seem to benefit us, actually. You know, instead of sacrificing our hand, how about we listen to this creature and make that deal? Sounds great to me. Ah. I give you my deepest, most sincere thanks. Please, let me fulfill my end of the deal.
¿Qué es eso? ¡Disparad! ¡Disparad!
It is done. They won't harm you ever again. I thank you again for freeing me. It is a debt I will not ever be able to repay. Go on, you're free of this place, of this deadly responsibility. If you ever need me, if anyone ever dares to raise their hand against you, you needn't do more than call me. I'll be watching from the dark forever. I don't know, sounds kind of nice. It's like, you know, actually, we just kind of like have like a, you know, eldritch horror bodyguard for our entire lives. Sounds nice, actually. Not so bad. You know, we might have doomed the entire world. Now they can do whatever they want, but you know, kind of like the witch hunters kind of deserve it. You know. We tried to just protect the world, but now they're just killing us, so why not just kill them instead? Anyway. Alright. So, you know, the eyes from the darkness is trying to be our friend. How about we say no? How about... Oh, very long nails. But anyway, what was it? Index, middle, and ring? It hurts, doesn't it? You can still stop. I can undo the damage. Nope. I'm cutting it off! My index finger, no! I'll never play like a piano or play guitar ever again, unfortunately. Can never flip the bird ever again, no! And my ring finger! It's like horrible, you know? Like imagine just sawing off your fingers from the bone. It's like very tough to do already. Is that it? Yeah, there you go. There you go, have some fresh fingers. Prison awaits once more. Despite everything, I applaud you. Your determination. Your courage. Not many would have given everything, or sacrificed everything, in the face of sheer terror, but you did. The world owes you, and your sisters, great debt. I won't forget you. Goodbye. Well, we did it.
¡Disparad a la bruja!
And that's a reward, getting stabbed in the chest with a spear. Great. Cool. Okay. Technically, that's, we save the world, but like, at what cost? No, nobody gives a nobody gives a shit about that. They just kill us anyway. Well, to be honest, I like the other ending better. I like the other ending where we just say fuck it and just kill everybody. They don't deserve our protection. Like, why do we even bother in the first place? Anyway, there you go. I imagine that's all the outcomes that can happen. I don't know if there's any extra little things you can do, but I guess that's it. Yeah, very interesting game. So yeah, basically, it's just explained to the, simply through playing the game itself. But basically, yeah, you're just a witch being killed by witch hunters, but you still gotta do your duty and seal this eldritch horror from destroying the world. Do you follow your duty or do you simply just make a deal with the devil? I feel like the moral of the lesson here, of the story here is just simply just make a deal with the devil. I don't know. Even though that seems like a bad idea. Anyway, yeah, very interesting. It's an interesting gameplay as well. It's kind of like, how to describe it, but like, I don't know. It reminds me a little bit of Papers, Please. Actually, I never played that game on the channel, but it's kind of like that, where it's kind of like it's a little bit busy work. It's kind of like you gotta look at this, you gotta look at that. Gotta make sure you follow the instructions correctly. It just feels like, I don't know. It's like you're doing an exam with like an open book textbook. It's fun though. Especially in the context and the setting, right? It's like it makes it interesting because it's like a freaking like monster, talking to you at the same time and everything. It's kind of like it's intimidating, but also it's also kind of like trying to be your friend as well, right? Trying to like tempt you, and everything. It's kind of cool. I gotta say though, the rune part is very, very hard, comparatively anyway. I don't know if I want the other parts to be as hard, but I do feel like the difficulty is a little bit lopsided. Where like the first thing you do is actually the hardest thing, For some reason, the difficulty, how do you say, the difficulty ramp is like it starts off like really hard, and then it just goes all the way back down where it's like, oh, and then you gotta put 2 oil, it's like it's very easy. The incense is very easy. I guess the only thing though is definitely the little extra things like the fingers and everything. Especially the number one thing I messed up was definitely like accidentally forgetting to put the finger in the ritual. I didn't realize you're supposed to put that before you light the incense. I thought it was afterwards because I thought it asked for a flesh sacrifice, right? So I thought you're supposed to do a flesh sacrifice after you light everything up and not before. But I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah. But yeah, basically it's a very interesting game, low interesting little pixel art graphics as well. And just a really cool idea, right? It's like a very like Lovecraftian story and everything, right? I gotta say. Where it's like there's never really a good ending, I feel like the best-ish ending for the witch, I guess, definitely is, siding with this eldritch horror, but I feel like the implications of that is not exactly good either. So this is really never really a happy ending, I guess. But that's kind of the point. But yeah, again, it just really cool little gimmick that this little game had. So there you go. Very immersive, I gotta say. I do like games that kind of like make you immerse in the world. While like the mechanics is like intertwined with the narrative. You learn about the world as you play the game, which is really cool. I like that. Anyway. But there you go. I guess that's it for Ritual Bound. Right? That's the name of the game? I actually kind of forgot what the name of the game is. I think it's called Ritual Bound, right? Ritual Bound. I guess if you're watching the video and you want to see more content, then you can click on the subscribe button to see more. You can also check out my other playthroughs on the channel. And I guess if you didn't know, I also stream these games live, so you can change your notification settings from personalized to all when you subscribe if you want to get notified when I go live. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.